This is the spookiest episode, number 13. Ow. This is a Halloween episode now.
So
What's your Halloween costume? Do you have are you having a party? Can I come?
If you have a Halloween party, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, if you have a Halloween party and you don't play the Monster Mash on the hour every hour, your Halloween
It's not a party.
It's not a party.
That's something else.
That's an artistic gathering.
Yeah, that's a costume gathering. Oh, G0 sponsorship. All right, so I'm really in my update, my era's update.
Oh, new era.
New era, new week, new era. I'm in a napping era, okay? I've been taking naps almost every single day. And, you know, some grind set guys, some entrepreneurs, some work cells, people like that, they'll tell you.
Macy Gray
will tell you that that's not good. Sam's TikTok cyberbully, Macy Gray, will tell you that that's not good. They'll tell you you shouldn't nap every day. If you're napping every day, you're not busy enough. Oh, you should be making more money. If you're not making $100,000 by the time you're 34 and 3/4, then you're nothing. But I gotta ask you a question. All right, my beautiful little cats nap all day long. And who do you like more, my beautiful little cats or little entrepreneur podcast guys? Because me personally, I really like my cats, and I really admire their way of life, the way they live, the way they spend their days. Sometimes I look at my cats and they're just laying on the couch, just kind of like this. Eyes open, staring straight ahead. No clue what they're thinking about. Not looking at their phone, not watching TV, not listening to a podcast, just silent. Just on airplane mode, staring straight ahead. I really admire that. I think that's beautiful, and I wish that I could do some of that. But instead, I have to go to my job twice a week. And I think that's so fucked up.
Yeah, you have to work 2 half shifts.
I have to work 2 half shifts where I leave early on one of them every time. And I think that's so fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm really sick of it. It's too much. Too much is being asked of me each and every day.
That's true.
Each and every Saturday and Sunday.
We have some ideas for Halloween options because we're playing a show on Halloween. We have some ideas. There's 4 of us in the band.
Yeah.
But let us know in the comments what you think we should be for Halloween, because maybe you have a better idea than ours.
Yeah,
I'm not going to tell you what ours is because it's pretty cool. But let us know what you think, because maybe you have an idea that is incredible for 4 little cuties.
That's true. And we're going to be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania
on
Halloween. So if there are any
ghosts and ghouls,
any spooky things we can get up to between
now and then,
let me know, because maybe we'll do some kind of sightseeing, some kind of tourism.
I'm actually hosting an event next month on Friday the 13th. Next month we have a Friday the 13th. And wait for it. It's my dad's birthday, September 13th, Friday the 13th. We're having a seance live on camera.
Fuck.
We are going to summon the spirit of my dead father.
What do you think?
What do you think? I think it's a bad idea.
I think that's a really bad idea. I would never. I'm at best. I would do, like, the most willing. I would the most farthest that I would be. The most I would be willing to call myself is a skeptic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would say I'm a non-believer.
Yeah.
If I'm, depending on who I'm talking to, depending on how sexy someone is and how much I'm trying to impress them, I would tell them that I'm a non-believer.
If you're trying to impress someone, are you a non-believer? Or if you're trying to impress someone...
It depends on their vibe.
Okay, so if you're trying to impress a spooky hoe, you're like, I love ghosts.
Yeah, I totally believe in them. I used to live in a haunted house, actually. But if they seem less insane than that, then I say, I don't believe in that.
I don't believe in ghosts.
I don't believe in that stuff at all.
I'm not a pussy.
I'm not a pussy.
Should we, for the 13th episode, should we swap ghost stories?
Oh, that could...
Do you have like a fun ghost story you could share with the class? I'll go first.
Okay, go.
Okay, so when I was a kid...
I was in the middle of saying something. What was it?
That you say you're a non-believer.
Oh, I would never, ever, ever have a seance. I would never take part in a seance. I would never touch a Ouija board. I probably wouldn't go to a psychic because I don't think that you should tempt...
The spirits?
Yeah. Which kind of goes against my non-believer-ism, but... My non-believer-jism, but...
this is how you keep yourself safe.
You gotta, it's like wearing a helmet on a bike. It's like wearing a helmet in the car. You have to keep yourself safe.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
You never know what's lurking in the shadows.
Yeah.
Okay, my spooky story is when I was a kid. This is a long story, so this might have to be a part 2. This might have to might follow up. It might take the whole episode. This might be the whole episode.
And if it is, so be it.
Speaking of my father, when I was a kid, my 6 or 7 years old, my big teeth, adult teeth, started growing in behind my baby teeth because I didn't want to take my baby teeth out because now I've come to realize that I have body horror issues. I'm not stuff like that grosses me out, so I didn't want to touch them. My dad was desperate and he was like, if you pull your teeth out, I'll take you to Zeller's and we'll get a toy. And I was always like, okay. So he would pull my teeth out for me.
Zeller's is like a bootleg Target for Canadians that doesn't exist anymore.
And he would take me to Zeller's and I would get a Barbie. But one time it happened when we were at our cottage, which was on a little island called Manitoulin Island, and they didn't have a Zeller's on the island. They had a hardware store. They had a Ouija board at the hardware store, and I was begging this man every time I was there. I was like, please, Dad, please. And you know what? Old hardware stores, all the inventory is from 100 years ago. So this Ouija board, we bought it in probably 1999, but it was probably from 1963 or something.
1901.
It was probably the first Ouija board ever manufactured.
Hand carved.
So I wanted it so bad, and he always said no. My dad, he was a smart guy. My dad, he was pretty smart until he decided
when it comes to the spirits,
to kill himself by being unhealthy. But my tooth was coming in strong, and my dad was like, I'll take you to the store and you can buy whatever you want. And I said, ha ha ha, he he he, here's my chance. I got the board. But you can't use the Ouija board on your own. So I brought the Ouija board to my friend Jessica's house, and her aunt actually was a telephone psychic, and her aunt was like, you get that mother board. She didn't say that because we were kids, but she said, can you guys do paper mache instead of doing this, because our house is haunted.
Can you guys do wrestling on the trampoline?
Yeah, can you guys do any other thing? And she was like, this house is haunted, don't mess with the spirits in my house. And we were like, okay.
Can you guys abuse inhalants in the garage instead?
Well, we were doing that too. So her aunt leaves, and we're like, hee hee hee, hoo hoo hoo, now's our time to shine. We put curtains, we drew the curtains, we lit the tea light candles.
You know it's going to be scary when you draw the curtains, I'll tell you that much.
Draw the curtains. We lit the 2 tea light candles, put one over here, one over there, and we start playing with the board. Board ain't working. I'm bored. I'm bored because the board ain't working. I want to know the name of the person I'm going to marry. And I want it to be Casper. I wanted to say it's going to be Casper, the friendly ghost. Or Matty, of course.
I kind of look like Casper, the friendly ghost, I think,
true.
With my head like this.
Honestly, and your big eyes.
Bigger than ever today.
And your big eyes as well. Very Casper swag. Anywho, so the board's not working, so I'm feeling a little agitated, and I said, F you, Ouija. You ain't real.
Why are you not cussing in this episode?
I just feel like I'm telling a story about my childhood, so I want to have a more wholesome vibe.
Okay, sure.
F you, Ouija. I don't believe in you. Give us a sign. Give us a sign. No sign. Give us a sign. Give us a sign. No sign. Give us a sign. This is so stupid. This isn't real. At that moment, both candles, pretend I'm holding 2 hands, but I have to hold the microphone. Both candles at the same time go. The room is pitch dark. Jessica and I, we're screaming. We're pissing in our little panties a little bit. We're trying to open the door. We can't open the door. And so we finally exit the room. And it was traumatizing. And it was definitely a ghostly encounter. And it scared the shit out of me for pretty much the whole entire of my life.
That's scary.
Another ghostly encounter. Okay, do you want to go?
No. Let's pause. You can tell the other one. I just want to.
You go.
I just want to tell the people that you got locked in the bathroom the other day.
Oh, that's true. That's you guys. Oh, okay.
I went to a baseball game with my dear friend John of the band Nine and Drug Country from Richmond, Virginia. He is some kind of lawyer's henchman or something, lawyer's apprentice.
The lawyer's apprentice,
I don't know what exactly he does still, even though I really asked him about it. But he had a conference in Detroit, which seems crazy in and of itself. But we went to a baseball game. Mm-hmm. This is like the first time me and Sam have not been in the same room since like 2018.
You went to Toronto one time.
I went to Toronto and you
for
weren't there?
For military gun show.
Oh, yeah.
And you came back that night.
Yes.
So we haven't really been separated since then.
So I'm there and Sam first texted me a picture of them in full clown makeup.
Yeah. I was playing. I was
an hour in.
Because I was like, I'm home alone. I'm going to do my thing tonight. I'm going to do my little thing. I'm going to paint up my face.
Sends me some drafts of particularly aggressive TikToks they've made and posted.
I was really feeling salty.
Yeah. And then
I posted them.
The game starts. Beautiful seats, beautiful night, and beautiful weather.
Baseball ain't a short game.
Baseball's long as fucking hell. I got more to say on that after. But Sam texts me. Hold on. Do I have the picture?
Probably. So basically, I was like, I'm going to take a beautiful long shower. I'm going to put my chapel on while I'm in the shower. I'm going to scream at the top of my lungs while I'm scrubbing my body clean. Long, hot. And we've had some trouble with the doorknob falling off. Never an issue when someone else is in the home.
It's a decorative like ceramic doorknob.
It
doesn't function like a normal doorknob.
It just glues in. It doesn't latch.
It was glued in somehow. It's glued into like a slot. So the glue has broken down because it's 100,000 years old.
And it just
comes off.
Is like glued to the mechanism, so you're actually just like turning it. So there was no way. I was trying so hard to turn the little hook, like
the little metal thing.
Not the thing sticking out, because that doesn't turn. It's like the ring around. That's what turns.
Oh, right.
I was turning it. I could hear a little like, but it wasn't like fully turning. My hands were getting raw, so I texted Manny and said, well, it's going to be a long night. Game just started. It's going to be a hella long night in here.
And I'm not coming home for all that. I'm in international waters.
Yeah. Although you did say you would have come home.
No, I would have come home. I would have.
You did say you would have come home.
But thankfully, our dear neighbor Joe came by and freed Sam.
Let me out of the bathroom.
And saw Sam butt naked.
I wasn't. I brought my PJs in. I was dressed nude, very modestly.
Nipples,
and Joe and Carla, our
pubes,
saviors of neighbors,
everything,
came over and helped, brought us tools, and were lovely and let me out of the bathroom, and then invited me over to watch wrestling with them. But I had just been through a tragedy and a trauma, and I needed to go right to bed. And so I stayed up for a couple more hours eating snacks.
You were still home when I got home.
I was still here when you got here.
Baseball. Been to many baseball games in my life, but this is the first one I've been to as like a really grown adult. And the first one I've been to since I've like become a real self-identified sports fan. I had fun. I had a great time. It's kind of just nice, like sitting in the seats, looking at the beautifully cut grass. It ain't basketball, I'll tell you. It's kind of boring. The sport itself.
Maddie texted me that.
The score ended up being like 3-2.
That's just not enough scoring.
3.5 hours. That's not enough scoring. You get 3 points in 1 second.
They got to bring steroids back.
They really, 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 really have to bring steroids back. Something I liked about it, though, is that every player gets to choose their own walk-on music, and it'll tell you what it is. And so many of them are insanely religious.
Oh.
So they'll be coming out, and it's like, my Lord is my Savior, and I will love him until the end of time. And then they come out and fucking strike out, and it's like, guess he doesn't love you that much. Like, You didn't hit the ball even once.
He was not in the stands tonight.
He is not. He's got other shit to do. And then someone else would come out to like 3-6 Mafia or whatever. Like, really incredible juxtaposition. Really cool stuff. Not cool. I think baseball has to be the most racist sport.
Why?
Just vibes. Oh. Vibes wise.
Like racist fans or racist players?
Vibes.
Racist vibes.
Yeah. Although, no. I think hockey is the most racist sport. Like,
yeah, because hockey, you're not playing hockey unless you are rich.
Don't come at me about this, but like hockey, that is a white person's culture. There are non-white people involved now, but like maybe 3, you know? And they definitely are facing various forms of harassment. Hockey is the most racist sport, definitely. But baseballs, they're coming for you, you know? The vibes. It's very like country music in a bad way. Mm-hmm. Alcoholic dad. But then there's also like, it's like wholesome, but like an evil kind of wholesome. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like a yesteryear.
Yeah, a lot of yesteryear going on.
I see.
A lot of yesteryear going on.
The good old days.
And what's interesting is that like when we go to the basketball game, the music is changing constantly. They're really like focused on entertaining you. I get to hear a little snippet of instrumental Soulja Boy every 20 seconds, whatever.
And they have like a Tim Robinson edit.
Yeah, they don't do that.
They do like cool edits.
They don't do that at baseball, really.
And also, what I love about a Pistons game is there's always like people from the community performing.
Yes.
Which I love.
Yes.
Remember Sax Appeal?
Yes.
I was almost brought to tears by the national anthem.
They don't really do a halftime show in baseball either. They do
ain't got time.
7th inning stretch, I think they call it, where you get to like stand up and go to the hot dog stand or whatever. I was this close to buying a veggie dog in the stadium. I felt like it was kind of my duty to do that, but I had to stand in line just long enough for it to click that I'm spending $9 on a veggie dog.
That's like $100.
That's like $118 Canadian dollars. Yeah. So I dodged that bullet. I got to drink Starry. Like Giannis.
I drink Starry now.
It was fine. Anything else I got to say about baseball? I had a good time anyway. I had a good time. They played a little Chapel Roan Hot to Go.
Did you get a big foam finger?
3 other people did the dance. They don't sell fingers. They sell a claw. A tiger's claw.
It's a Tigers game.
And who did the national anthem? Oh, the national anthem was like a children's orchestra type thing or children's marching band or something. Oh. And they sucked. Oh. They were really bad.
I still think about that Indianapolis girl.
Oh, my God. Singing the national anthem?
Legend.
That was wild.
Legend. Stuff. I'd love to open up for her on tour.
Yes. We should have her come out and sing the national anthem when we play in Indianapolis next time.
So
before
good.
our set.
So good.
So cool. Can't wait for basketball to come back. I won a Cade Cunningham jersey.
True.
From the Motor City Cruise, the Detroit Pistons G League affiliate. And
so it's free for you?
What? The jersey?
The jersey?
Yeah, I won it.
That's cool. You know, but sometimes when you win things, it's like there's a contingency.
That's not winning.
Yeah, well, I know that.
That's not winning. You won the chance to buy this? No, I don't think so.
Interesting. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, back to spooky stuff.
Oh, another scary story that I have is I used to work at a bar, and downstairs at the bar there was a venue upstairs and a venue downstairs, and I always just got a creepy feeling downstairs. A creepy little feeling, and like, you know when you're like walking up the stairs, you like turn the lights off, your shift's over, you're walking up the stairs, you have to run.
Yes.
I did that every day, every shift.
When I have to do that at home, I really try to like exercise the monk's mindset, a little self-control, and just like slowly walk up the stairs, but it's hard.
I don't do that here.
I want to.
See, I don't do that here because I don't sense.
I feel like this is the least haunted house I've ever lived in.
Yeah, totally.
The least haunted, easily.
Back at our old, I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but anyway. So I'm down there, and we had monitors for the shows that we would have done there. And I'm down there. It's fucking pitch black. I'm there with one other coworker, and the monitors start feeding back. And we were like, what the hell? What the hell is going on? They were not plugged in. They weren't plugged in.
Damn.
Yeah.
I fucking hated playing at that venue.
Because it was haunted.
No.
Oh.
I hated playing there because we would always play in the basement. And the way this venue worked was that there was a bar and venue upstairs and then a bar and venue in the basement. But all of the bathrooms were in the basement. Mm-hmm. And there was no separate. So, like, all night, people would be coming in being like, I'm not here for the show. I have to go to the bathroom. Like, okay. Go outside.
$10.
Yeah, it costs $10 to go to the bathroom.
That literally, idiot. That was one of my last shifts.
Drove me fucking crazy.
One of my last shifts, I was working upstairs, karaoke. Downstairs, there was like a crust punk show. This guy kept going downstairs from the karaoke, and they kept charging him. And he
was paying?
I think he paid twice, maybe once or twice.
That's sick. Good for them.
He got drunk, went down to go. There was an altercation. All these crust punks come in to the big area, the upstairs area, because he pulled a knife on them. So he pulled the knife on the crust punks, and he, like, is googly-eyed by this point. He's so drunk. And I didn't know what to do. I was working alone upstairs, and then there was someone working downstairs. And so I just turned the lights on, and I stood on the bar, and I was like, everyone has to go home! Like a mom at a sleepover.
Like the world's smallest mom. They're like, how did that dog get up on the counter?
Also...
How did you even get up there?
Someone
had to lift you?
No, I just climbed up there. But someone was still singing.
Wow.
Like a little Frank Sinatra song. And I was like, stop singing!
Shut up!
Like, I was like, there's a knife out here!
You ruined their moment.
And then someone called the cops, which is not something I would have done, but someone did call the cops. Yeah. So yeah, it was not a great place to work, and it also was not a great place to work as a small non-male. Because I was left alone. Vibes. I was left alone a lot.
Oh, that. But also, there was alleged molester vibes.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
R.I.P. to one of my least favorite venues to play in that sick and twisted little city.
We only have a few minutes left. Do you want to say a scary story?
Yeah, I'll tell one, and then maybe we'll do some more as a Patreon exclusive bonus episode.
Smart.
Okay, so I believe in hindsight now that my dad had a spirit attachment.
Yeah.
If I were to believe in that kind of thing, which I don't. But for the sake of the story, I think that maybe my dad had some kind of spirit attachment, because when I was a kid, we lived in this house. We moved there when I was probably like 7 or something, like before my parents got divorced. And it was really spooky, scary. And just like lots of little spooky stuff, like noises. You'd hear people walking up the stairs and nobody would be up there.
I like that.
The dog wouldn't go upstairs. The dog would just stand at the bottom of the stairs looking up sometimes.
Don't like that.
You could hear noises in the back room sometimes.
Dogs know stuff.
Dogs know stuff for sure. One time, my dad's friend, or maybe it was a relative of mine, somebody was visiting with a kid, and the kid kept saying something about the ugly man and was like crying, really upset.
Or wasn't it your cousin?
Yeah, maybe it was my cousin. Some child. A child. Children, they know stuff.
They know stuff too. They see stuff we don't see.
And so one time, me and my dear childhood friend, Kyle Michael Murray, still friends to this day. That's fucking longevity.
That is crazy.
That's like a at least 30-year friendship, probably.
Wow. And you haven't even met his baby.
Okay. That's up to him. And if you're listening, I just want to remind you that I said, when do I get to meet this baby? And you said, when he's ready, and never followed up. So if you're like, oh, why isn't Maddie coming to see my baby? That's why. So lock in. But so he came over. We probably like skateboarded in the driveway. We used to like my dad had just like these big pieces of wood for some reason on the side of the garage.
Dads always have that.
Just big chunks of wood. And we would make ramps in the driveway and stuff. And whatever. We're probably just chilling, like doing silly stuff. And then at this time, my parents were divorced at this time. And I always slept on the couch. No sheet or anything. Just raw dog child's body on the couch. Every night. And my dad would be smoking in the house, living all crazy. His friends lived with us, whatever.
It was a bachelor's den.
It was a real bachelor's den. But me and Kyle are sleeping downstairs. I'm on the couch. He's sleeping on the lazy boy, which is also funny to me. Like just folded out.
That's so cute. Like kids will do anything to just stay together.
Surprisingly, me and Kyle weren't like big sleepover guys.
Oh.
I had other major sleepover friends. Me and Kyle would have sleepovers sometimes. It was kind of a rarity. So this was a rare occasion. This is probably freaking why. But we woke up in the middle of the night and the radio was absolutely blasting so loud. And I got up and turned it off, and I assumed that like my dad had done it or something for some reason, maybe in like a drunken state. And I went and looked for him, and he was just in bed, like fully asleep. And we didn't talk about it at the time. We both just went back to bed. That is one of a multiple part, like similar vibe story, haunting that always has to do with my dad's houses, which is why I would say that maybe he's got some kind of spirit attachment.
Very interesting.
And another time, when I played in Self-Defense Family, we're on tour, and we're in like, I think we stayed at one of the guitar players' dad's houses in like rural Virginia or something. I think it was like pre-Civil War, really old, spooky ooky kind of vibe. He was not there, so it was just us in the house, and it was already like pretty scary, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think 3 of us slept in one bed, me, Alan, and Chris, and I had sleep paralysis there. Which was pretty scary.
Yeah, that's
scary vibes. Pretty scary vibes.
That's pretty scary vibes.
Isn't it surprising that you don't have like more scary experiences on tour? I guess you're just so tired. You're just so sleepy.
I sleep the best ever when we're on tour.
Me too.
Like
sleeping is a struggle in my regular life, but on tour, I'm cooking.
I'm operating at a deficit pretty much every day of my life.
I think that's the key. To having good sleep. But then it starts to compound. When I'm at home, if I have a bad sleep, the next night, if I don't have, the stakes are so impossibly high. But on tour, it's like it just happens. I just sleep every night. Yeah. Maybe what we have to do is load all of the gear in and out of the house.
Van. Jump around for 20 minutes.
2 hours of karaoke or something.
2 hours.
Talk to invisible people.
That'll take it out of you.
And then go to bed.
That'll take it out. The socializing. The social aspect.
That's what does it. Patreon.com/samandmatty.com. We do bonus episodes. We post various stuff. We're going to share our merch spread for the Drug Church tour that's coming up. You can see that all there. And most importantly, it supports us and it helps us to do all of the various shit that we do. It's not just about the pod. It helps us to pay for stuff. To do music, to do the pod.
Music, the pod, making merchandise, making content.
Doing all the little bullshit.
We have to do it all ourselves.
So sign up, patreon.com/samandmatty.com. Support your 2 faves. Tell your friends about the podcast if you like us and if you think that they'll like it.
Yeah.
Stream the new Heavenly Sweetheart single. That's $300 featuring Liquid Mike Oxmall. That's out now. Came out last week. That's Pace's best new music. That got a nice little write-up from Stereo Gum. You got to listen to that.
Drug Church tickets are on sale now. Drugchurch.net. We'll put the link in the description.
Yep. We got a show in Chicago on the same tour without Drug Church. That'll be Modern Color, Soul Blind, and Pony. So you can get tickets for that. That'll probably sell out, I think. That's an all-ages joint.
Yeah.
Get your tickets for that. Come see us.
Because we really want to see you.
We really want to see you, and we really want to have fun. So Send us your ghost stories, your spooky stories, and maybe we'll talk about it in the next episode. Anyway, we love you. Goodbye. Bye. Thank you so much for always being here and always listening to these episodes. We really appreciate it, and it really means a lot. It really means a lot to us. So come out, it just means so much to me. Thanks.
And me.
Goodbye.